Hello, everybody. Starting the broadcast for our special AMA. Just waiting for Philip to come in here. Where are you, Philip? We'll invite AC, who is here today. Aaron, are you there? Looks like you're muted. Okay, bear with us, everybody. We're just getting everything set up here.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
All right, good. Guten Abend, Fekal. Hello, Eric. Hello, Selimore. And Knights of the SoMee table. Always nice to see that guy here.
Yeah.
And SoMee facts.
SoMee. That's cool.
Hey, who else said what was that? Is that somebody else?
We have AC with us here, or AK.
Oh, is he up on mic?
He should. I gave him access.
Oh,
Aaron, are you with us?
Person that went,
Aaron, are you with us? Can you hear us? Looks like he's muted.
So Chris, do you have your SoMee hat on?
What's that?
Do you have your SoMee hat on?
I actually have my Bitcoin hat.
Oh.
Yeah, I got a Bitcoin hat on today.
Your black and white Bitcoin hat.
Black and white, baby. Yeah, it's Bitcoin day. I got a Bitcoin. I think I have this Bitcoin shirt too. It's
all in for Bitcoin today? Is that what you're hoping for?
All in for Bitcoin, but that's what started it all, right? It's the blockchain revolution.
Just as a secret, it wasn't Bitcoin that started it all, but we'll move on from that.
Well, everybody thinks it was Bitcoin, right? What was it actually that started it all?
It was a military service that started it all.
Yeah. Should have known that one.
Hi, Ravi. Hi, Simon. We have a slightly different format this time around. Just so you
I have a slide that I can share if you want me to share.
Oh, feel free. If you have a nice intro slide. We don't really have slides this time around because we have a different format for our AMA, but if you have something to share, by all means, share it.
Okay. Let's see here. See if I can. Share my screen. I'll just share our intro slide.
Poor Chris can't share it. He doesn't know. I'm just kidding. Just messing with you.
How's
That'll
this?
work. That'll work. That's a good starter. Yeah.
Next generation of social media, monetization, blockchain-based, and cryptocurrency.
Too damn positive. Come on, tone it down, Chris.
So welcome, everybody. We're just getting started. Oh, I'm muted? Let's see.
You're not muted. I can hear you just fine.
Oh, okay. I guess Marcus said that I'm muted, but he can hear you.
Well, trust me. If I can hear you, he can hear you.
Yeah. That's
You
my
might have
point.
to rejoin, I guess. That might be a part of the issue.
I think everybody else can hear me. Hello, SoMee. Hello, Selamar. Fekal, Knight of the SoMee table. AK is having technical difficulties getting set up. Hello, Robbie.
That's okay. It's always fun when AK has technical
Here,
issues.
Dennis Cormier from San Diego.
Chromier, yes.
B. Burns. Marcus Goglin. Hopefully you can hear me now. Simon Sharman.
That name
Another
sounds
AK.
familiar.
Vitalis. Vitlis. He can hear me. Okay, cool. Marcus, maybe you got to rejoin. He still can't hear me.
Yeah, maybe he has to
Dr.
rejoin. I'm not sure.
Augmented reality. Brezel Miner.
Because I can hear you just fine.
Janice. Okay, cool. All right, everybody, we're just getting set up. Ugh. I got my workout this morning. Felt good. Got a little exercise. Oh, look at that! You got your SoMee logo just popped in on your.
Yeah, I suck with cameras, so I just put an image of him.
All good, my friend. All good.
From Sweden, Brazil.
Sweden. Hello, Sweden.
Marcus, just exit and come back in. You should be fine. I mean, if you can hear me and I can hear Chris, you should be able to hear Chris.
Yeah.
Especially if Vitlis can hear Chris. In fact, anybody who's in chat, just put like a 1 in chat if you can hear Chris.
Can you hear me? Hello. Testing. 1, 2, 3. Let's see. Are we recording this, or do I need to actually?
Did you start the broadcast?
I did.
If you started the broadcast, we should be recording it.
Okay. Got it. Need to approve the mic request for Aaron Kessel. I already approved it. Mic request. Already approved, man. You're already up on the. How do we reapprove AC?
If you go to people and you click on the little 3 bubbles next to him, what does he have?
Okay. It says revoke mic access. I can revoke and reapprove.
You could do that. Yeah.
Okay. Revoke mic and cam access. And now I will poke. No, I will grant. Grant mic and cam access. Boom, done.
Ha! There. Now let me move them all over to this.
All right. I think it works.
Hey, there he is. He's here. And we have a special guest that is joining us today.
Is he here?
He's here.
Yay! Did you give him access?
I did.
Awesome. So we've got 18 here. We haven't even reached half of what registered. So let's wait a little longer.
Okay.
Oh! I'm having fun tweaking my little SoMee stuff next to my picture.
Yeah, no, I can see that. I see
Hi, guys.
These changes coming in. So
you gotta tweak that logo. You look all Halloween.
Holy smokes, we got Till Hanschild in the house.
I'm going to leave the orange logos. Thank you.
Guten Tag, Till.
Hello.
How are you, my friend?
Good. Perfect.
So while we're warming up, maybe we can have a magic trick. No.
Magic tricks. Yes.
Yeah, we can have one.
Our favorite magician just joined the broadcast.
Sure.
Actually, for anybody who doesn't know Till, he is also a renowned magician who performed on Fool Me.
Fool Us. Penn and Teller.
Fool Us.
Yeah.
And it was a great trick. I mean, it blew me away.
Yeah, maybe Philip, you can help.
What?
Because so most people think that magician or magic is all about distraction. Yeah, so the magician waves his hand here and then he does the sneaky stuff with the other hand. That's just part of it, because the main deception happens when the spectator thinks he has a free will, but in reality he does exactly what the magician wants him to. Okay, so Philip,
this will be interesting.
yeah, so Philip, do you think or do you feel like having a free will? Or yeah?
To be honest with you, I feel like you're going to manipulate the hell out of me. So let's just go with it.
Okay, so let's try. Let's try if you actually have a free will. Okay.
All right,
if I
let's do
can manipulate you. So we have here a few different cards. Can you see that?
Yep.
Okay. Now, I want you to I will put down cards one by one, like this. Okay. So, and whenever you want, you can say stop. Okay. So we continue a bit, and whenever you want, just say stop.
Halt.
So you're happy with the next card?
Yeah.
Or should we drop a few more?
No, keep going. You're good.
Keep going?
I'm happy with the card. Go on.
Okay. So you decided you wanted to keep the 8 of clubs. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Now, you can see here back there, there's a red box. Yes? It
Yeah,
was
it's the red
sitting
box.
there all the time. You see that?
Uh-huh.
Now, you remember your card? The 8 of clubs. Now, let me get the box. I don't block the view. I didn't touch it yet. So this box sitting right here, and can you hear this?
Uh-huh.
There's a card inside, because before
So
the
help
whole
me if
thing
it's the
started,
8 of clubs.
So it's just a regular box. Nothing in my hands. I open it. Yes. And there's one card inside. Here. Yes. You see that?
It's not the 8 of clubs. No way.
Good Lord.
What?
So
how does he do that?
You could have chosen any of these, but you chose the 8 of clubs. I gave you the chance to change your mind.
You did, and I didn't, and I knew I was going to get wrong, so you're good.
But actually, no one ever changes their mind. So once they stick with a idea, they stay with it.
Oh, that's human nature, though. We're all stubborn people.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like we're about ready to start here. Unless you want to wait 3 more minutes, Chris, it's up to you.
You know, I think that was a great kickoff. Thanks, Till, for sharing your magic. I don't know how you do it, man. I mean, that's like, I guess there is no free will, or you have like a little time machine in the future or something that you can go, see what was going to happen.
I'm going to go with the no free will part. It's all predetermined.
Yes.
So, the slide we're sharing today, obviously, is adding Till. So we want to introduce Mr. Till Hanschild. He came aboard as our CTO, and
that's the old slide.
That's the. Can you see the slide? Okay.
Yeah, but you've got the old slide.
Yeah. I didn't. Nobody gave me the new slide, but it's okay. We we kind of spruced this up a little more, but I think this gives everybody a good idea about Till, coming aboard as the CTO. He was the innovation leader for BMW and NASA, which very impressive. So, mind blown already. And, technical implementation leader for Microsoft and Siemens and Fraunhofer, and implementational specialist across multiple social media services. So very, well, versed in the social media space. So without further ado, Mr. Till Hanschow.
Yeah. So maybe quickly about me. So I started a few companies. As you saw, that I'm also a magician. My father is a magician, and I'm doing magic for 35 years now. But I studied physics in Munich, Germany, and I started a few companies, including the first music streaming service in Germany, but also a photo sharing community with over 4 million downloads of the app. So I definitely have a lot of experience in the social media space, and I hope to bring that to SoMee and push it forward.
Nice, man. Yeah, we're excited to have Till aboard. He's got the chops technically, and obviously the experience, having already launched some pretty big apps in Germany. So
yeah, and I have a few. I already read a few questions. So sadly, on Penn and Teller Fool Us, they were able to. I wasn't able to fool them. So in the end, they figured out how I did it. You can watch my performance on YouTube. Just Google Till Hounshield Fool Us, and at least it took them over 30 minutes of discussing.
I was going to say, you were close to fooling them. Even they said they weren't sure to start.
and additionally, so they figured out the main part of the trick, but I think they didn't quite get everything. But in essence, it's always good to don't start discussing with them, because that is a sure way to never get back on the show. So it's better to have not fool them and have another go maybe in the next year. So yeah.
is that the plan, Till?
Yeah.
You think you'll be?
Yeah,
nice.
Exactly. So I'm working on this time it's more a magic, technology magic trick. So I'm working on, one of my best friends is Adam Chire. He invented Siri and sold it to Apple. And so I'm doing magic, a routine with Siri. So it's with a borrowed phone. And then Siri basically knows which cards the spectator will choose. And so she discusses.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
As an interesting side note, the woman who they used for the voice of Siri, she follows us on Twitter. I don't know why. Don't ask me why, but she somehow found out about SoMee and followed us. So
yeah,
that was kind of a cool side note. Also, I mean, I love magic. It's so cool. One of my favorite magicians that I saw last time I was in Vegas was, of course, Shin Lim.
Yeah, he's also a good friend of mine, and he actually helped me with Fool Us, you have always this intro, this short intro where you introduce yourself and you have a few little short magic tricks, and I lost. So there's this very quick one at the end where I threw a coin through a glass. So it passes through the glass and it's in the glass. And that was a prototype of that magic trick. And I lost it on the flight over. And then I called Shin Lim, and he actually got one of the few prototypes of this magic trick. He got it also from the creator. And so he flew back to his flat in Los Angeles just to grab that magic trick and bring it to Vegas so that I can perform it on the intro.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Yeah, he's a good guy, and
very
dedicated. Cool that you know him. Yeah, very so. So I guess we got some questions coming through, Philip. So let us know how you want to structure the format. Today we're doing a little bit differently, where it's just kind of like open forum, meet Till, and ask questions, and then just kind of talk to us about, pretty much anything. It's like kind of an open town hall, I believe.
Yep, it's a town hall format. We're here to answer whatever questions you have. I've got some updates to give out in regards to development and where we are with operations. Till is here to answer any questions you have on what his role will be here at CTO, what his plans are technologically going forward. Chris is always here because Chris is the founder. So if you have any questions for Chris, feel free to ask them away. If you want to come up on voice and talk to us on voice, we will give you that ability as well today. And of course, we have Aaron, our partnership director, here as well. So if you have questions about partnerships, by all means, ask it. But speaking of that, Mr. Kramer, go ahead and talk about what made Jim interested in us for the liquidity deal, what's involved in that liquidity deal, and go ahead and share what you can about that deal with the community.
Yeah, it's an exciting deal. We can't share too much intricate knowledge about it because there is an NDA in place, and they don't like us to. They kind of everything that we've shared like publicly in our press release had to go by their legal department and things like that. But I can say that they reached out to us initially, and of course we announced that. I let the community know 6 months ago that there was this large institutional investor that was interested in us, and in particular they really got into the space of the token side, and they were interested in SoMee because we have a platform that's scalable. So they're really looking for projects, I think, that have been around for a while, that have the ability to scale and really grow the community, especially. So I think that was appealing to them, that there's a big use case for the utility of it because they invest in utility tokens. And specifically for SoMee, the utility's there, right? When we sell a Power Boost package, we lock the token and we delegate the power. People earn it for the content likes, so it's individuals earning for their own activity on the network. And I think those dynamics that we have were pretty unique and were of interest to Jim. So they did that deal. It's going to bring a lot of guaranteed liquidity into the token over the next 2 years. There is a mechanism to speed that up so we can actually activate the liquidity faster than the 2-year period. I can say that. But yeah, we're super excited about it.
That's brilliant. And so, of course, that's the liquidity deal into the service. And of course, we have the drawdown for equity whenever we need it. That's approved and all that good stuff. So that's a big thing. Do we have any other investment prospects on the future, and anything that we can talk about with the community right now?
I mean, absolutely. I mean, we're talking to investors on a weekly basis and obviously getting more and more interest. And I think a lot also of the investors who saw that deal get done with Gem, it gave them, it piqued their interest, obviously, because when you have a big institutional fund that invests that amount of money in a company or commits that, it gets very exciting and draws other investors to the opportunity. So right now we have received investments from others as well. And we're about ready to do a press release. I think this next week we have another press release coming for an investor that invested in us. And as part of that, there was a deal. And of course, we introduced Mr. Wahid Chamas on our last AMA. So that was the Tiergate Financial. He's actually the chairman of Tiergate, and had invested in us. And we did a partnership with Faith Tribe through that. And we also have been invited to pitch investors next month in Las Vegas. So I'll be there talking to the investors at the Web3 conference. I did notice that Kevin O'Leary from the Shark Tank is going to be there. So I imagine he'll probably be in the room. That'll be a lot of fun to pitch in front of the shark, Mr. Wonderful.
Oh, good old Mr. Wonderful.
So hopefully he doesn't, eviscerate me or anything like that. I think.
What do they say? Just know your numbers, Chris. Know your numbers.
Exactly. And that's really what we've been focused on is the numbers, and the numbers are impressive for SoMee. With our even though last year when we ran into a scaling issue, those things are expected or unexpected at the time, but you expect, as Mr. Wonderful would say, poo poo happens sometimes, and when that happens, you have to make the best of it and pivot, and which is what we did. So we're in a really good position from a technology standpoint because we have a platform that's hybrid now versus being built completely on the blockchain. And the Web 2 part of our application will hyperscale. So it'll scale very rapidly, and it'll scale pretty big. And from what I understand, even in the last month, our traffic has quadrupled on the application.
Actually,
Is
that's
that right?
correct. If you guys were with us back in July of 2021, that's when we hit most of our peak users. And then when we shut down the blockchain and we started revamping the application, some of our users decided to pull back and all that good stuff. So our traffic significantly dropped. But we were close to 4 million hits a day from users and all that good stuff, with 40, 50,000 users signing in every single day back in July of 2021. And all of a sudden, we've got our app out, we've got the Hive blockchain monetization up, we've got the website out, we've got video services up, and now over the last, I think it's not even 2 weeks, we've reached that same level again. So a lot of the same users are coming back, a lot of the same traffic is coming back, new users are coming in, pretty much the same place that we were in July of 2021, which for us is phenomenal because that is a bring back of more than 75% of the users that decided to take a break.
That's amazing. So you're talking like 4 or 5 million hits a day then on
Yeah.
the app.
Mhm.
Yeah. So pretty amazing in terms of just the traction that's back and the excitement for the app. And that was all a testament to, the team that's here with Philip and now Till, who's going to help us take it to the next level as well. And the other team members we have on our team, because, after we, kind of ran into that scaling issue and the core devs at Steam couldn't do anything about it, that we had them in working on it really hard. And they were just like, you know what, you guys, we can't fix it. And we just didn't have the capability to do that. That pivot was the right thing to do because obviously now the market's responding. People are interested again. They like the app even more. We did a lot of recoding at the same time because we wanted to have that A+ code that gave a better experience for the users. So even though it was a hard transition to go through and people were unhappy for a period of time because they didn't see, that where we're at today, it was necessary. And so now we're positioned really well to scale. And the Web3 part, Hive has probably thousands of nodes. They have 3-second block times, and they've been battle tested for 5+ years with millions of users. So we know that they can handle a lot more traffic than what they have now.
Oh, for
And
sure.
so
I mean, Hive can go up to almost 1 to 200,000 TPS. That's more than most blockchains out there.
that's incredible. So it's ideal for us because, with the social media application, trying to go all blockchain all at once isn't going to work with all the complexities, the voice, video, data, and the complexities of social media. So it's an ideal place to be where we have a hybrid. And I don't think that I know of, I don't think there's another social media, Web3 social media that can really match us to where we're at because we have this tech in place. And the unique system that we have keeps it really clean from a regulatory standpoint because we don't sell the token. We just allow the users to earn it on the platform, which is important because it's just, a true utility token. We don't control private keys. And really where we're taking this is just putting users in more control. We do have a 5-year plan to slowly decentralize more and more as we go. So that'll take time to roll out that technology. But yeah, I think we're in a really good space with not only the tech, but the team and the investors are seeing it all come together. And from a standpoint of risk, we've really de-risked this. That's what I was told by a pretty big investor last week that was interested in coming on board, actually a broker who wants to bring in their investors, but they've raised about 200 billion for other companies and institutional funds, and which is a pretty big player out of Santa Monica. And what he said is that you've really de-risked this for our investors, because you've gotten to this point where you had the pivot and you've showed the success and you have the track record and growth. So I think we're being recognized for that.
I think so too. And we really have done a great job of trying to strategize and making sure that not only are we following regulatory compliance, but we're actually at that point where, we've worked with the SEC here in the United States. We've done everything we can to make sure that everything we spin up is within compliance. We got the no action letters from them. So unlike most projects that are afraid of the SEC, we're still fearful, but we're still very much in compliance with them, and doing proof of delegations and all that good stuff for the tokens, having it listed on the tribal decks and all that good stuff. It just makes it so much easier for investors because then they don't have to fear what's coming with regulation and all that,
And that was also one main reason why I was convinced that SoMee actually will go to the moon.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
so actually, I have a
think
question
it's
for
very
you,
important
Dennis.
to have this also legal groundwork. Yeah.
Well, I have a question
Absolutely.
for you, Mr. Dennis. We have a gentleman called Dennis that wants to know exactly what your responsibilities of CTO will be and what are some of the goals that you hope to achieve.
Well, so for me, I think the first focus will be, of course, the mobile app, to get that up to speed. And so my experience is mainly also as I mentioned, in social mobile apps, and to get so we have the back end technology figured out, and it's working quite well. And now we have to improve a little bit on the UI, UX, and the usability of the whole system. So that's I think my first focus, and yeah. I hope
Absolutely. That's a big focus. Obviously, Till's been getting up to speed on just all of our onboarding, all of the kind of the paperwork stuff and the legal stuff and everything else. So once we onboarded him, then next he started reviewing all of our repos and our code and going methodically kind of through that. And then we were really, having his expertise on the mobile side is of particular value to us, because we want to make sure that we really focus on that mobile app now that it's out in the app stores. People are happy with it, but we actually have a completely new next level UI, UX already being worked on, so that we can implement our just make it as easy as possible for people to come in and just to get started, to connect and collect. And really, that's what we want. We want it to be that easy. Connect, post, upvote, collect. It goes into your wallet, and we know that it's decent UI right now, but it can be much easier. And we're going to leverage Till for that initially. Really excited about his mobile experience. So and Philip as well. And so the whole team is really strategizing around that. And then basically, we doubled the size of our development team this last month. We have our existing developers, but we also had a development company that's an enterprise level development company that invested in us and basically gave us resources for development to give us more horsepower. So we can now really accelerate that development flow. And that really is another positive sign, that you would have an enterprise level development team that wants to just give us resources to actually, invest in the project because they believe in what we're doing. They see the tech stack and they see where we're at. So we're excited to actually have Till, start taking more and more of those responsibilities from Philip, because Philip transitioned to a chief operations role where he's focused on so many other areas of the operation. So it's a really good complement, and it'll take more and more pressure and kind of spread that out to the team as we go.
Yeah,
Awesome.
and it's not as strict of a role, I think, as with other companies. So I will also definitely get my hands dirty myself and code a bit. And so it's not only management and yeah. And
Yeah, we're very, kind of malleable in that way with SoMee as a, really kind of a decentralized autonomous organization kind of culture. So it's a little bit different, but this blockchain culture is it allows everybody to kind of focus where they see their skills can be put to best use, and that's really kept us kind of nimble and quick. And it's wonderful to have another technical person that actually knows how to code, because Philip has done the same thing as of late and gone in and coded some things into the application that he wanted to take pressure off our development team. So with these two now that also know how to go in and do a little bit of coding and do some things, and then the double the size of the development team, it really will accelerate things from here.
Yeah, and also I'm really a big proponent for of asking the community. So I want you guys to help us figure out some things. So if we have a new feature or multiple new features that we want to implement, then maybe we do a few polls and check what you guys actually want more. So I'm totally open for that. If you have suggestions, just send me a message on SoMee, or we figure out a way to get.
You and I are going to be best friends.
Yeah.
Within reason, yes.
Aaron loves that. Aaron loves to give input.
Yeah, so I'm happy to receive your input and turn down the bad ideas, but at least I'm listening to everything.
Indeed. So, Chris, I also just sent you an image from our production data. And
should I share that? Or
yeah, feel free to share it with the team, because I want to show them
okay.
How much we've done.
Yeah, absolutely. One thing I was going to say before I forget is that another thing on the UI UX side that I was excited about is that when we redo now that we have the live streaming, right, and we have short video clips, and that's like, I think, right around the corner. I think like this next week we'll be releasing video uploads into the application, like within the next week or two. And then after that is the short video streaming. But we also have an opportunity to purchase a camera that has been worked on for 2 years by a company that actually wants to sell it to us. It comes with like 1,000 filters. It comes with music licensing from BNI or BMI. And that in the new UI UX will give us the capabilities to have a really like TikTok style with feeds that's auto monetized. And so that's very exciting for us. And I'm really excited that that's coming together at a time when Till came on board to help us with UI UX. And I think that's going to be exciting to see that come together, because now we have like another part of our tech stack that's really just dropped into our lap. So super exciting. Just wanted to share that with the community.
Indeed. So you're sharing that image?
It's still screen share in progress.
It doesn't work.
Sorry, what's that?
Oh no, yeah, it's up.
You might want to scroll in.
Okay, let's see if I can scroll in on this.
Control on your keyboard and then use your mouse wheel.
Okay.
Whoop. So hold the control key on your keyboard and then scroll your.
There we go.
So now if you drag down, you should be able to focus back on the top of the.
Oop.
Whoop. Just
Okay,
scroll
I
in a
guess
little. That's okay.
I guess we'll just scroll in a little bit
Right there.
since I'm on an image here.
So I wanted to explain the top chart here, and the top chart went back about the history of our database on AWS here. So as you'll notice, right around the 2020, 2021, we had the blockchain ramp, we had the SAT release, we had everything going good with the Steam apps and all that good stuff. We had updates to the apps, and then right around the beginning of 2021 is when Steam started to die on us, and we weren't able to do that. And so we started revamping the applications and revamping the blockchain, and of course, that's when logins went down as we expected. We knew that people were going to wait and hold while we redeveloped the app and all that good stuff. But what I want you to look at is what's on the right-hand side. You notice how that peak goes way down and is right now higher than what it was in 2021. That's the number of users logging into the application has far exceeded what we did before. And when we say far exceeded, look at the map below. The login per month gives you a much better idea. So back in 2021, we had close to 20,000 logins. But look, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.5 times more now in August.
Yeah, it's like a hockey stick. That's obviously what you want to see. You want to see that that hockey stick growth, and I think from here, that's what we anticipate as we get ready to roll out really massive campaigns with all of these different companies that we're working with. There's a few of them that I can't talk about yet because we're actually getting set up this week with maybe 3 more of them. But I can tell you that we signed on Hawk Media, which is the fastest growing marketing company in the United States right now, and they're managing our entire partner program. And there's a special integration coming with a piece of technology that they're integrating for all of the kind of partner management, and that's very exciting because it actually already has tons of big brands that already use it that will instantly be integrated with. So when we actually released the ad share program, which we thought we were going to do before, right, and then we had the Steam die on us, and we couldn't actually release the ad share marketplace at the time. But now we pushed this out to second quarter of 2023. So when we do release the ad share marketplace, we'll already be looped in with this new kind of system that has the big brands. And at that time, we anticipate that a lot of them will naturally be able to come in and get involved in the ad share system. So and that's, of course, driven by the whole SAT. And so we'll have the Ethereum integration, and the SAT will be in use at that time. So whereas we thought that would be, last year when we strategically released it, we thought it was like another, 3 months and then it would be active in the system. With all that said, hindsight's 2020, and we saw what happened, but now we're at that point again. So it's exciting to see the growth and the interest, and it's obviously a great response to see that. And I had asked Philip earlier this week because I was looking at Google Analytics, and on Google Analytics, it was like showing like 2 users on our site. And I was like, Philip, I'm like, why do I see on Google Analytics that there's like nobody on our website? Because it's really weird because we're getting all this traffic, obviously, in our cloud front. And what he told me is that the days really of Google Analytics being able to track all of the traffic and all the users and being able to see those insights are kind of over, because now most of the browsers are blocking those those stats for Google Analytics. So we really can't use that anymore. Now we have to use what we've been using, which is the CloudFront, which is our own AWS infrastructure. So we look into the CloudFront, we can see those stats, we can see that hockey stick growth, all the logins that are happening, and we also see like the top 10 countries where all the traffic's coming from. And I think maybe US is number 1.
Yep, US is number 1.
Then we have like our other countries, with Germany, France. I think the Philippines recently kind of made it up there in the top 10.
I could look. Hold on a second.
We had a lot of interest from the Philippines, and Philip can show us.
Days. What do we got? United States is number 1. US is number 1. Oh, I'm just kidding. Canada is number 2.
Okay.
Australia, which I love Aussies, is number 3. Philippines is number 4. They actually hit the top 4, which is awesome.
Wow. Okay,
The
so
UK
Philippines really
hit
up
number
there.
5. Venezuela hit 6, Portugal hit 7, Serbia hit 8, Brazil hit 9, and Deutschland, good old Germany, hit 10.
At least top 10.
Yes, you hit
Perfect.
the top
Perfect.
10. Ireland and India are tied for 11, followed by Singapore, Japan, Sweden, Saudi Arabia, Nigeria, France, Denmark, Romania, Pakistan. We're all over the dang place.
That's great. That's great. So, you know, at least we can track all this in our cloud front and we can see what's happening. We also have a new admin dashboard that's coming that actually will give us really even more enhanced kind of analytics for us, and then also management capabilities for applications. So that'll be exciting. Let's see what we got. Do we want to jump into a couple of questions?
Yeah, so actually, I have a question for you. I believe you worked with Seek at one time, correct?
Yeah, actually, you know, that's why I had the Seek logo on my executive summary. I actually wrote the Seek white paper and helped bring Seek to market at the time, and worked with Mary Spio. So it's a great project. I'm super excited about Seek and what they're doing, and really glad to have been part of it, and you know, excited about the future, because I do talk to Mary occasionally. You know, we're both busy, and I'm really focused on SoMee. So, but on the side, when after I had launched SoMee, I was approached by one of our advisors who was connected with Mary Spio, the CEO of Seek, and I was like, you know what, I'll help you write the white paper. So I basically wrote the white paper. It was like mind bending to write that white paper.
Yeah, that was
I don't
fun.
wish it on my
Remember
worst
that?
enemy. It was like, you know, just refining, because really kind of at the time too, there was a lot of things coming in, you know, I like to say that like a year in blockchain is like 10 years in the normal world.
Indeed.
In technology, because it's changing and growing so fast, and innovation. But it was really fun to be part of that, and so they're just, you know, crushing it and doing really well. And you know, the exciting part is that maybe there's something that will happen, like Marcus is asking about working the avatars together. I know we are implementing our own avatars for the metaverse that are.
Do you want to talk about that right now?
I mean, we don't. If it's up to you, if you want to say any more than that, because somebody
We
Marcus
haven't
had asked
officially been accepted as a partner yet. That application is still pending.
Okay. So we do have an application in, and I believe that, you know, once we get some confirmation, then we'll announce it. But that'll be exciting, because then, you know, those avatars can go exist in different metaverses, including hopefully Seek. So see what happens.
All right. So with that said, I mean, there's some things we can talk about, guys, and some things we can't talk about, because if we don't have permission from a partner and we talk about them, that could hurt our partnership.
Yeah.
But some of us, like, you know, me and Chris really just want to say like half of the partners we have. We're just like, I want to say it, but we can't say it. But don't worry, as it comes out, it will come. So one of the things that we're also doing on the development front is, of course, updating the Android and iOS apps. iOS is currently out. It was out on September 1st, which is great. You can search it in the iOS App Store if you search for SoMee Social. Other keywords will come over the next 24 to 72 hours. Apple is slow. What are you going to do? So just search for SoMee Social in the iOS App Store. You'll be able to download it. The good thing is, if you have the old iOS app on your device, please remove it. And then you can download the new one, just in case there's any bleed through or anything else like that, because it doesn't even use the same technology, guys. Totally different. And then as far as the Android store goes, we are still waiting on Google to approve things. They've been incredibly picky. So we have another build being sent to them as well, and we're just waiting for them to approve. Once they approve it, then it'll be in the store. I'll say about a week on that one, and then it'll be in both stores. And then
it's funny, because it's almost like they flipped their roles with Apple and Google, because it used to be super picky on the Apple side. It was so hard to get approved, but Google would be like, you submit it and it's like approved the next day. And now, it kind of happened the opposite, where Apple approved it pretty much immediately, and after a few tweaks, of course, because we had some misfires when we submitted it, and it was pointing to one of our wrong environments. But once we got that fixed and resubmitted it, was fast. But yeah, Google's now taking a little bit longer.
It is what it is. I had to spend almost an hour and a half answering 300 questions for Google just to get the dang thing listed. They have really picky on their privacy.
Just to get our images updated.
Oh my God, with Apple, just to get the images updated, I had to upload them 300 times because their silly Apple editor doesn't work very well. But that's been that way ever since I was in college and submitting my first iOS app. It is such a headache to submit screenshots with them. But it is what it is. Everybody goes through it. I know Till has gone through it as before. You add a silly preview and then it goes, oh, it's uploaded. And then you refresh and it's like,
and then there's just one pixel wrong because somehow their editor thinks that pixel is transparent and it's not allowed to be transparent. Yeah, I had a long discussion with one of the testers that he said, well, one pixel of your image was transparent, so that's a no-no.
They are very, very picky guys. But after a while, you do all the images up there.
I have the best story about testing with Apple. So they send us declining to get the app to the App Store. So it was with this photo sharing app. And so in the end, they said we have nudity in our app. And I said, what? It's just an app that shows the photos of the user. Yeah, so we don't have any content in the app. But they said, no, it's against regulation, developer agreements to have nudity and sexual content in the app. So that's why we will not publish the app in the App Store. And I said, what nudity? Please send me screenshots. And then they actually sent screenshots. And it turned out the tester had some manga nude porn on his device. And our app just displayed all the photos nicely filtered and everything. But and then like 30 minutes after I wrote, well, that's your photos that the app is displaying. The whole conversation was deleted. Our app was in the store, and probably the tester got fired.
Interesting.
And it is what it is. I mean, there are things that we're adding to ours. I mean, our initial review with Apple was kind of the same way because, we don't allow explicit nudity on SoMee, but we do allow suggestive content because we're 18 plus. Apple originally denied it, and then I had to fill out an application with them just to allow it. And when we went through it, you should see our ratings on Apple. It's definitely 17 plus, which is what our rating is. But then there's like a whole paragraph of like, it contains partial nudity, it contains graphic violence, it blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, thank you, Apple. I appreciate that. But then again, we're a social network. So what are you going to expect?
Well, the interesting thing about our app, too, is that, and just bear with it if you guys are searching or asking people to search in the App Store, they actually have to type in SoMee.social.
Or just SoMee Social. It can be 2 words.
Yeah. That'll work for both. But if you just type in SoMee right now, it's not hitting the keywords yet. So it takes some time to maybe update the app stores. But they have us listed, I noticed, alongside like hookup apps and things like that. So it's kind of...
You want to know why? It's the first word, SoMee. And then the number 1 app when you search for So or Me or anything else like that is the threesome app.
Yeah, right. So that's why they've kind of categorized us with these hookup apps. So we're going to try to actually, reshift it so that we can recategorize us as a social media.
Oh, we are categorized as social media. That's our primary category. Our primary category is social media. Our secondary category is entertainment. Those are the two categories we got approved for with Apple.
Well,
It's just
hopefully
with the name.
they can shift us and list us away from the hookup apps.
It will. When we get more traction and more users and things like that, we'll get a little higher. And the more action we get from users, the more people visit it, the more people download the app and keep the session open, the higher we get on the App Store. So we'll eventually get to the top of that list and push everybody else down.
Yeah.
That's not that we don't want the attention. Come on, you guys want to use the threesome app? Come join SoMee too. We're good. Get over here.
And make
I guess Jatin Chauhan wants to speak, so let's.
All right, let's bring Jatin up.
Jatin, are you with us?
Yeah. Hi. Am I audible? Hello. Am I audible?
Hey, yes, we can hear you.
Hi. Good evening, guys. It's like 11:30 p.m. in India, so I'll say good evening.
Welcome. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, it was a good AMA. Like I was not able to like listen the whole part of it, but yeah, I joined like 15 minutes earlier or 20 minutes earlier. Yeah, it was good. It was amazing. But I just want to ask you guys that when specifically you will push this like to the mass people.
You mean the mass marketing?
Exactly, mass marketing and about the liquidity part, especially.
So, Chris, you want to talk about the liquidity side, and then maybe we can get Bijo coming up about mass marketing?
Bijo can't today. Yeah, actually, he's going through a move. So they're, basically doing a big move today where they're at. And so they weren't able to join. But let me talk about the liquidity part. Obviously, we have GEM, who's a very big institutional liquidity provider. And there's going to be other liquidity because of the way that we've designed our system. The company actually puts liquidity in our own token, and then we're going to be obviously pairing that the SME with different I think wrappers, as they call it. So definitely that's coming as we scale. So the one for us drives the other. So as we sell these Power Boost packages, we put 30 to 70% back into the SME token. So that, along with GEM liquidity, will really kind of get that supercharged. So we expect that to happen within the next 3 months. It takes time for the GEM situation to be activated. So we're actively working behind the scenes on that right now. And then also with the mass marketing, we obviously onboarded Hawk Media. There's a piece of technology that's being integrated that is actually slated for November, but we can do it sooner with the size of our development team now. So we're looking at the timelines in terms of how quickly that tech can be integrated, because that's a component for us to really kick things off with them for mass marketing. But in between now and then, we just got a list of pretty big influencers. I think yesterday, right, Aaron? Yesterday, the previous day, from Viral Nation, that is going to start.
I mean, here's the thing. Like, okay, so I'll speak on this since BJO isn't here. I mean, SoMee is signed with also other talent agencies. I can't obviously say who they are, but besides working with Viral Nation, I mean, Viral Nation is the #1 influencer marketing agency in the world. We actually manage basically some of the biggest influencers and have worked with Apple, Microsoft, Google, Blizzard, Activision, all these big campaigns that you see like PUBG and like Diablo Immortal. Just recently, any influencer campaigns, that's usually Viral Nation that's doing them, even though it's not announced that it is. So basically, I mean, when it comes down to it, when SoMee's actually ready to go and we have the applications both on web and mobile, we'll be able to leverage Viral Nation and other talent agencies to push. And on top of that, me and my buddy Adam, we basically pioneered this space when it comes to influencer marketing and when it comes to panels, influencer panels at all these conferences in blockchain. A lot of those panels and everything that you see going on at these events are set up by Adam. So when we're ready, we'll be going to every blockchain event that we possibly can and marketing there. But on top of that, Chris has also talked about in the past, where we have colleges. We have college marketing that we're going to be doing as well. So we have a lot of different marketing initiatives on top of the TV marketing that we've been doing, just kind of slow pushes here and there with New to the Street and FinTech TV. So there's a lot kind of brewing in the pipeline when it comes to marketing. We just haven't pushed anything yet because the application has to be ready. You can't push anything until the application is ready. It'd be like selling a car with like 2 wheels or a car without an engine. Like you can't do it. You have to wait until everything is finalized. So when we're ready, we'll push, and you'll see mass marketing. We also have some partners in the blockchain space that are going to push SoMee as well. Maybe I can briefly say just a Web3 domains partner without saying the name. So
If you're
yeah, we have really big technology partners. I mean,
Right.
we've already announced some of these like tech partners and big like. But Jatin, just to answer your question, is that we have everything kind of lining up. It's just that like literally after this AMA, I'm onboarding a Instagram influencer with 1.2 million followers that somebody wanted me to meet with, and I'm happy to do that. We're going to be, onboarding. Hawk Media is going to be managing our entire partnership program, so that they're bringing in all of their publishers. So we're going to have like major publishers. There's a lot of different things that are going to be firing at once that will bring different points of flow through influencers, through publishers. But there's going to be a lot of interest, but it just doesn't all like happen all like at once, because what we've been waiting up to this point is for the application to be running smoothly, for the UI UX, and especially the mobile apps, because we didn't really want to push full on until the mobile apps were live. With that said, the iOS app is live now, and we're just waiting on the Android app. So to answer your question, I would say in the next 3 months, you'll see a massive amount of marketing behind SoMee.
Not to mention a massive change in the applications over the next 3 months as well. Because now that we've got our teams completely ramped up and we've got our development staff doubled here, we'll be able to focus on a lot of changes to SoMee, to include the additional features that we've all been talking about in the main Telegram chat and things like that. So between now and the end of the year and to the beginning of January and the end of the first quarter, SoMee has a crap ton of stuff going on.
We're really reaching a tipping point. They call it a tipping point, and eventually you get to this point where it's like everything just shifts. And I think we've worked really hard to get there. And that's where a lot of companies fail, right? Is because they can't reach that, or they run into technical issues or other issues with the team, and unfortunately can't get to their point where they reach that tipping point. But I think we've reached almost there, and where it's just going to be this like flood of momentum will happen, because when you have technology that can scale, and the type of code, the A+ code that we have, and the way that we've configured it now, we've kind of solved the problems. Now the UI UX is decent, and users can come on and we can mass onboard as it is, and people are incentivized, right? So they're going to be happy earning a little piece of Power Boost package for the partners, and everybody's going to be earning the utility token, and people are going to be happy with the turnkey earnings. So people will go through jump through a lot of hoops, as you know, being in Web3. You'll go to a lot of, kind of through a lot of different things, because you want to activate that monetization. So the monetization is fairly easy. It's not totally, completely 110% just dead simple, but Till and the team are already strategizing on the UI UX and the flow to actually simplify it and boil it down. Philips engaged another provider that's going to give us a passwordless login so that people can just simply, never have to use a password again, I think.
Yep.
Which is super easy. And then we have other things and other systems and integrations. So our job is just to continue to reduce friction as much as possible and make it just dead simple for the average user to come in, regardless of whether we're leveraging blockchain or not. It just has to be dead simple. And that's really what's been missing in blockchain. It hasn't been that dead simple, especially for an app of this size and of this magnitude that can scale like we can. So we've solved a lot of these issues, and now we're about ready to kind of hit the mass marketing. With that mass marketing, the mass user adoption, all the liquidity comes, and it's pretty much on-demand liquidity, right? Like our opportunity with liquidity is that we've created this pool of liquidity, but with Hive, you have a lake that you can jump into, and with Ethereum, you have an ocean of liquidity because they do like 20 billion in 24-hour transactional volume. So it really isn't, it takes a lot of pressure off the company because we have on-demand liquidity now. So I don't think it's a far stretch to say that we're going to be there like within the next 3 months, John.
Awesome. Well, does anybody else have any other questions? We've hit our hour mark here at SoMee. I kind of like this town hall feeling that we have for the AMA, because as you guys were answering questions, I was answering questions in the QA section and all that good stuff. And I like having the community come up and ask questions. So if you have any additional questions, we'll hold for another about 5 minutes. Just raise your hand inside of the people channel. We'll bring you up, or just post your question in the chat and question section, and we'll go on from there.
I see one from Dennis Cormier. Will we be seeing a tutorial button on the SoMee homepage anytime in the future? If yes, when?
So would you like me to talk about how we're going to be doing tutorials?
Sure.
Did you want me to show the very ugly way that I marked it out, or just talk about it?
Yeah, let me go for it.
So sometimes, guys, when we plan things,
Show the
we
ugly way.
create
Let's go.
really ugly way of doing things because we just want to get the idea across to whoever we're talking to, not so much the final thing. You know what I mean? So one thing that we're looking at doing is adding our tutorials into the applications, but these are going to be what we call contextual tutorials. They are tutorials that appear on the screen when you first try to do an action. Like, let's say that you sign up for SoMee and the very first thing you try to do is post. As soon as you click on the Speak Your Mind box, you get a nice little panel. If you're on mobile, it'll pop down. If you're on web, it'll just pop up like a tooltip, and it'll talk about how to post, what is posting, what is quality content, and all that good stuff. And when you press next, it'll talk about upvotes and downvotes. When you press next, it'll talk about how to monetize and all that good stuff. So we are adding those tutorials in for both web and mobile for the first time users, and you will have the ability to re-enable those tutorials at any time inside of your settings as well. We will also have some video tutorials as well. So like for the more complicated processes, like, what is blockchain, or how do I quickly create a Hive account, or how do I link a Hive Signer account? We'll have like bite-sized 20, 30-second videos that you'll be able to watch. As soon as you try to click one of those actions, it'll pop up on the panel, or it'll pop up in a pop-up for you to be able to see. And it's right there contextually inside of that. Now, Chris is probably going to show you some very ugly mock-ups that I did, but these are not the final designs.
I think the ones that I found were the ones that were maybe being discussed. This is not like when you're non-monetized and you click the button and you go into the monetization process.
So this is more of the highly adaptive version, not quite what the development team was looking at putting in, because something like this actually detracts away from the user experience a little bit too much. So actually, I created the other ones. Did you not see what I had sent you previously?
No, let me go look. One thing I was going to say with this option here is that when you get to the monetization, initially, if we actually showed you a little pop-up to where it says, hey, watch a tutorial or simply try our power boost. I think those were maybe some of the in-app things that we could potentially do. But let me stop screen sharing here. And did you send that to me in direct message, Philip? Or
yeah, it was in DM. Let me just reply to it for you.
Will these be interactive tutorials?
Yes.
Yeah, these are interactive tutorials. So basically, but I think what Dennis was asking is that will there just be something that we can put on the front page that says watch a tutorial, and it just links to any of the tutorials we've already created? And I think that could be done. What do you think, Philip, for that type of activity?
Well, we are adding our YouTube channel feed for our support, as well as adding our support channel feeds in there as well to the application directly, so that whenever you go to the support tab inside of the SoMee app or the SoMee website, you'll be able to access the knowledge base, as well as any of the YouTube quick tutorials, as well as the blockchain information that we have on our dev site. So we are adding that. We can probably provide a YouTube link on our homepage within the next day or so. But a whole tutorial section, probably not.
Question.
Okay. Well, I think if we can do that the next day, Dennis, that would be.
I mean, it's just a
great.
link
So
to our YouTube channel. So I mean, hey.
Well, I got a
So
question.
let's do it. So let's give it 3 days, Dennis. So we'll say 3 days by the middle of next week, because it is Labor Day, for goodness sakes.
Well,
on
yeah,
Monday.
we do want to let people have the day off.
Of course, I'm working on Labor Day, so it's no big deal. But I'm not the one doing the adding the link.
Question. Okay.
Yeah.
Why are we using YouTube if we actually have the ability to upload videos ourselves on our own end? So can't we just use our own service to host those videos?
Because we're going to use what we already have until we transition to what we use.
Yeah, so we haven't released our video upload quite yet, Aaron. And if we're answering Dennis's question of when we could link to a tutorial video, we could do that very quickly just by linking to a YouTube video. But in the meantime, if we work behind the scenes, we release our video uploads, and then we create upload our own, tutorial videos into our system, then that's when we can share in-app kind of tutorials, which just link to a very quick in-app video tutorial. And I think that would be the natural progression.
Right.
But
Okay.
in the meantime, why not release a link to a YouTube that somebody could watch if they need to learn about the app?
Yep, we'll use what we already have, and then we transition to what we want to use. We don't do them both at the same time because there's just no time for it. Does anybody else have any other questions? Looks like we answered almost all the questions inside of the QA area. And nobody else has their hands raised. So I tell you what, it looks like that's going to be the end of our AMA. And I do want to thank everybody for joining us. Till, thank you for coming in and making me feel like I'm a slave to magic. So I appreciate that. And Aaron, thanks for speaking about the partnerships today. And team, thank you for coming in and talking up on channels. We do like it when our community talks with us. We are going to have our next AMA. It's going to be on the regular time. So it'll be on the 24th of this month. So it'll be the next AMA that we cover. We'll talk about the mobile apps, a little bit more about the new video features that are coming out. And other than that, we'll have this uploaded to the YouTube channel probably within 24, 48 hours. And we'll probably even put it up on our SoMee channel as soon as our video upload service is up. So thanks for joining us, guys.
Excellent. Thanks, Philip. Thanks, Till. Thanks, team. Appreciate it. Thanks, Aaron.
Bye.
Bye.
All right. I guess it's for me to end.
Yeah, I can't do it. It's all you, buddy.